again. Okay, I'm just a bit inspired and run with that. You know, tomorrow I might have a very quiet day meditating or going for nature walks or doing the things in the house, rearranging, you know, furniture, doing laundry, gardening, whatever it is, you know, helping somebody else, being in service, completely forgetting about my needs, my life in terms of practicalities, you know, that's so right now. Something else that can hold you back and does hold people back. The reason why it's flowing through me is because I know from my own life, from my own studies, from having clients, from listening to my yoga students, listening to podcasts, YouTubes, all this information comes to me because I'm interested in it and I ask for this all the time. This is what interests me more than anything. Human potential, being your highest self. What is stopping us from being that? What is the journey, how to embrace it and enjoy it and unfold like a beautiful lotus flower. Okay, so another thing that can hold you back is past life contracts. Whether you believe that it is a movie or like an energy field and it's not your past life, it's a collective experience or not, doesn't matter. If you don't resonate, don't bother listening to this. But some of you will have had flashes of past lives. You have strange recognitions. You do certain things, you don't know why. And I've had people in front of me not even going for past lives. They've never experienced one. And I said, look, let's just see where the origin of this is. Your unconscious mind will take you there. Just trust it. No need to analyze because the rational mind cannot understand it. But your unconscious remembers everything and has all the answers. Where are you? We go to that place. It could be at birth, could be when you're 1 year old, could be gone to a past life. Okay, how many past lives ago? 5. Okay, let's go there. Blah, blah, blah. And it's just easy when you're open. And that's what reveals the truth. Now, if you're interested, watch some Dolores Cannon, watch some other people. There's another lady called Alba something. She also does this kind of work. People get profound wisdoms. They go beyond this actual dimensional reality. People go into past lives. It's a beautiful thing. It's like you don't need Netflix. You don't need movies. You don't need adventures. You've got this stuff within you. And I'm so into the self-discovery. And so if you have fear about discovering yourself, I can really help you drop this. You are magnificent. You have done great things in your past. You've done crazy bad things in your past. But this is all part of playing the different roles and learning, being part of evolution, playing the role of the villain, playing the role of the saint, playing the role of the scientist, the homeless, the the empowered, the disempowered, and everything in between. So there's so much evidence about past lives. Some people that have never believed in it, doctors, scientists. There's proof of past lives by a surgeon called Proof of Heaven, Alexander Eblin, I think his name is. There are many people like that, and when you read that, you know they're not making it up, and you know they're risking losing their career and their job because it's so outlandish, but it's so real and it's so important, so that we're not afraid of death, so that we are aware of who we really are. And this is also my sessions. I feel they help women a lot, and myself included, that there's this endless stream of consciousness. You're not just this body. So if you have had past lives where you made strong contracts and you haven't released them, they will affect you in this life. So they can include good things, okay? So for example, you might have been a painter or a famous artist in your past that didn't feel satisfied with your progress, and you have made a vow, in the next life, I'm going to be that. And so right now you're driven to be an amazing artist, a designer, and you have a past life that you draw on, which is giving you the gifts, which is giving you an instant talent, right? And you don't know where it comes from, but you've got it and you need to do it. It's like your soul mission. It's a passion. It could be in the sporting arena. It could be that you're really an amazing athlete, an amazing artist, an amazing person that speaks really well, that is going to be a politician that can save the world and make a difference and help people. It could be a healing gift that you have. Equally, it could be something that you are still attached to, that you haven't finished with, like a vow, okay? Like a vow of celibacy. a vow of not taking on money, of being very simple and living a nun-like life, or a life as a monk that really is dedicated to spirituality. Now, I've definitely done that, and I'm definitely still connected with that in this life. It is running my life, and I love it. I love being in my heart and in my higher consciousness, and always expanding, finding out, this is the human aspect, which is amazing, valuing that body temple and valuing this human life, and knowing that while I'm in this human life, I can go into the higher dimensions, I can explore the beyond that I might not be aware of. That thrills me to bits. I love it. To me, nothing is more important than that. It's never been about money for me, or having a specific relationship. Even it's been about my relationship with myself. And the other thing, I didn't always feel it, but it suddenly became clear to me when I was in my early 20s, that when I was with my then husband, that part of my journey was to be a mum and having children. And I've loved it, and I love it. I love being a mum so much, and put my heart and soul into it, and really literally. And I know everybody would probably agree that they had done the same. But for me, it was the greatest gift, the greatest privilege. I bow to this experience of a baby growing inside and birthing. Oh, wow, and holding this child is like, it's like nothing can compare to this experience, spiritually, physically, emotionally, mentally, heart. The whole thing is just so deep. I'm not going to get into it now, because it's not the purpose of this YouTube. But that's been my path, and I've chosen that. And it's clear to me, and I have honored it, and I have walked it, and I have, left career, left university. None of that was as important. And my husband was that alignment with that. He was happy that I stayed home, that I did that. He was happy that, I was the one pretty much, aware of what the kids needed, and negotiating that with him, relaying that to him, while he, had his own role of providing and observing and being his daddy self, right? And his role and his unique input into their amazing, multifaceted upbringing. So he would have had that contract, I had that contract, and it unfolded. And that's also why I researched, birthing and natural birthing, and how the baby is affected in utero, how my moods affect the child, and how the birth affects the child, and how their immune system is, and how vaccination, whether I want that or not, whether I want to give them to childcare or not, whether how I want them to be influenced, and all this kind of thing. Like, how do I want to, be loving and yet give them lots of space and empowerment? But that's also a balancing act. Boundaries, not too much, but enough. And very present to that, very much reading each child, looking at that, reflecting on it, reading a lot about people who have been amazing parents, who have studied this, observing school teachers and how they navigate in a beautiful way, empowering kids to feel that they are geniuses, that they're alive, that they're beautiful, and respecting each other. So I know that this is a past life thing. It's very strong for me, as is meditation. I've been an Indian sage of some sort. I have been connected to the higher dimensions a lot. I have connected with them in this life. So for me, it's worked. But at the same time, I've never valued the primal life as much. I've never abused my body through crappy food. I've never eaten healthy all the time, no, but I've basically always had a really good relationship with my body, because I know it affects my consciousness, and I know it's sentient. It's cells that are responding, DNA. I have reinforced that with my scientific research, with my research into vibrational medicine, and with my research into the mind, which is the NLP, the hypnosis, and the yoga, and the Kundalini chakras. And so I feel very satisfied that I've come full circle, and I feel extremely grateful for this life every single day of it. My parents starting with this amazing capacity to be myself. So I can see that this is a past life karma, this is a contract, and this has created this, and this is where one of my main reasons to be here is to help the planet. And I remember incarnating, and I remember that I was really upset that animals were being hurt, and children are being hurt, and women were screaming and forgetting who they were, and being, raped or chased, and I really didn't really, really, part of me didn't want to come and was scared, and part of me was like, I need to get down there. And I can say that now, but years ago I could never say that. I would feel like people would think I'm weird, people would think I think I'm special, and I blocked myself. But now I'm just talking about it more and more, little bits at a time. And so I can see that the past life is what's unfolding now. And I know that this is going to affect my future life. How am I honoring this? How am I learning these lessons is going to affect the grace in my future life. I've already seen that, and I already can connect with this, and I'm connecting to the timeless dimension of it's all unfolding now. So if you have unresolved things from your past, so for me it was important to have children. It was something I really, really wanted, and I still relish every moment, really, truly. And I see it as a gift from God, from a divine, that I was given that. I'm wow. And so for me that had to happen. And for some of us it might mean that you have to experience having lots of children, no children, children that are really amazing and easy, children that are more challenging, for your divine unfolding, for your opening of your heart, for your becoming humble, for you being in service of the child, which is what it is. It's like, I didn't feel it was in service, but it is a service, because you completely become selfless. And to me that wasn't selfless, because I loved it so much. But if I wasn't loving it, and some women do talk that way, they talk like, I'm exhausted, it's too much, I want my life back. Whereas for me, this was my gift. This was what I wanted. I chose it. I mean, and this is again where blame comes into it. If you had sex with someone and you created a child, then don't blame your child. Don't blame anybody. You have created it. This is your journey. Do not say, I wish that this child was different. Do not say, I wish I didn't have this child, on some unconscious or conscious level, because you've created it. You've summoned it. Now own it and make the most out of it. See the gift in it. Grow from it. Help this child have the best life. Otherwise you're going to have to come back and learn what you haven't learned, guaranteed. So if you have a vow of being a monk or a nun or whatever, that will affect not perhaps attracting a relationship. This can affect you having an aversion to having money, because that program is running. And just live with this state right now. See it and either shift it or embrace having a very simple life until you realize, hang on, I've lived a simple life. Now I'm ready to earn money. I'm worthy of it. And this is how this world operates. And it's beautiful. It's an exchange. It's energy. Same with relationships. You might have been fearful of getting hurt, of someone, getting too close or wanting to be too sexual. Notice that and awaken that in yourself, or find somebody that wants to have a relationship and is not as sexual, so that you can have a loving, gentle relationship without it being surrounded around having to cook for them or being sexual, right? Because that's not even love. That's not even the priority of a relationship. But for some people it is. Some people that live in that primal state, it's about survival. It's about being taken care of. It's having a companion. It's at all costs having sex and having food and wanting to have that. And look at that. Maybe in the past, a person that's like that was a king and a pharaoh, and they just had women at their disposal and had everything taken care of, and they want to live like that now. But this is the 20th century and it's very different. And maybe you had an identity around being feeling important and special because you could serve a powerful man or a powerful being, and a part of you liked that and got to survive through that, and maybe felt complete fulfillment and safety in that. But now it's changed, and now there's a new paradigm, and you don't want to play that role anymore. It was fun while it lasted, but it's stifling. So say to someone, I need to meet someone equal. I need to meet someone that wants to grow. I need to meet someone who will bring me soup in bed. I don't want to be the only one. I deserve to be nurtured. I will cook for you, but can you cook for me? Or whatever that is, right? I have navigated that because it's also about owning it yourself. And this can keep you stuck. If you don't want to own it, you'll feel stuck. You'll get resentment. You start to blame. You start to not feel vibrant. It becomes a downward spiral. And this can keep you stuck in that relationship and stuck vibrationally in yourself, because you're not wanting to move forward. Your spiritual self is going, your spirit is going, come on, let's move forward. You are not happy here. It will bubble it up. You'll feel like you're suffering. You'll feel like something's dragging me down, this relationship, this situation. But it's you. You are the one not wanting to shift it. You are the one, if you're not having the discussion, allowing that other person to also grow with you and shifting the paradigm and creating a higher level frequency relationship. So past lives can really affect your life. And it can even be that you didn't have kids then and you're desperate to have kids now, but you can't conceive. So there's something we need to learn in that process. And once you learn it, you conceive, right? It's super powerful. It helps with that as well, which is why I work with women that are looking to conceive, which is why I work with people that are wanting to leave relationships, because there is all these other unconscious factors pulling, keeping you stuck. But once you see them, you can gracefully empower yourself to wherever you want to go without guilt, but with knowledge, with grace, walking tall with an open heart, connected to your spiritual self, and really navigating in a beautiful way. This is how I had a pretty spiritual divorce, because we stayed friends, and you can do that too. When you really start to honor the other person and you had that love, unless it was never there to begin with, you can use that to move forward and evolve. And they call it conscious uncoupling these days. They have a term for it, which to me is hilarious, but it's also good if it helps people. It's just called being a good person and meeting that other person and not wanting to make horrible things for your children, not wanting to waste your own energy, honoring that one can move on, the other one can move on, and creating harmony and cutting those ties, or remaining friends in a healthy way, and gradually grooving on meaning, moving along and becoming less close, and gradually shifting out of that fully, or some people rekindle it, whatever that is, depends on what your relationship is. So beautiful life, beautiful options. Even when crazy things are going on, we are creating a new world, and this new world is, I'm going to make another YouTube on that as well, because there's misconceptions about that. Why don't I do that right now? I know. So see you soon. Enjoy. Journal. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Meet yourself. Meet your truth. Empower yourself. This will benefit you, your past generations, future generations, your relationships. Don't stay stuck. Why? Unless you must. Because whenever you stay stuck, you're also holding someone else back. And let it be fluid. Honor yourself. Get your divine timing sorted out. There's no rush unless you feel it and you're really ready. Boom, boom. So honor yourself, and love to hear from you, what you're thinking. Feel free to share, like, comment, so we can spread the message to help other women who are watching this, or men, to really, I'm really working with women as our only priority, with very rare exceptions, and share that so women can feel empowered, so we can be graceful, so we can really rise and remember who we are. And those little kiddies as well, the teenagers, the children, can all benefit, everyone. We can learn from each other. We can co-create. How amazing. Visualize that. Feel that, because that reality is here right now. What we tune into is what we energize. So not in denial. Stuff's going on for sure. Today is what? July the 14th, 2020. Stuff's going on for sure. Massive, massive, massive. Practice your learnings, your spiritual strength, your spiritual muscle, your commitment with yourself, and blossom in these times of tough times. Let yourself shine. This is what we were all prepared for. Everything you've ever learned and everything you've been in denial about, let's drop it. Let's free up. It's never too late. It's never got to take hours and years and whatever. It's never too late. Now is the moment of power, right this minute. Eckhart Tolle articulates that perfectly in The Power of Now. Lots of free YouTubes on him. He is supreme. Watch that if you can resonate. I love everything he says. I have never seen an ego there, or anything negative or perverted or limiting. I've only seen empowering wisdom from him each and every time. Okay, keep well.